King Midgar immediately ordered the knights to evacuate the citizens who were in the city. Dome's servants also say that Dome is running away alone to return to the Oriana Kingdom. The corpse of King Oriana has also been secured. It will be returned to the Oriana Kingdom after this chaos is over. Then the King of Midgar did nothing to handle the situation. He would oversee and prepare an even larger army to fight the Shadow Garden and the Diabolos cult. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Claire is still looking for Sid's whereabouts because she is worried about Sid's current condition. Then Rose managed to escape safely to a narrow street in the city. Of course, Rose was confused about how to solve the Oriana Kingdom's problems. But suddenly, Alpha appeared in front of Rose and gave her two choices. First, Rose fought the Diabolos cult alone with the power she now had. Second, joined Shadow Garden to fight them together. Alpha says that Shadow Garden is not focused on saving the Oriana Kingdom. The fate of the kingdom remains in Rose's hands alone. But if Rose could demonstrate her worth as a member of the Shadow Garden, they could help her kill the Diabolos cult troops there. Shadow Garden wouldn't act if Rose was still in her current state. Upon hearing this, Rose joined Shadow Garden and apologized to her father, who was already in heaven. This is the only way to save the Oriana Kingdom. By the way, Anna Rose is going to the Begalta Kingdom, and she hopes to meet Jimena again someday. Back to Shadow and Beatrix's fight. Beatrix was surprised because Shadow was fast and had no openings to attack. Then their fight stopped for a moment, and Shadow still challenged Beatrix to fight him again. Not long after, Iris came to them carrying an ancient artifact sword belonging to the Kingdom of Midgar. Iris will use this sword because she wants to kill Shadow. Beatrix actually just wanted to fight Shadow alone. Beatrix's goal was different from Iris. Iris has a grudge against Shadow for causing chaos long ago. Then Shadow laughed because he saw that Iris was relying on the power of the artifact sword to fight against him. Shadow underestimated Iris because her pure power could not stand against Jimena's or Shadow's figure. Of course, Iris was furious and immediately activated the artifact sword, then slashed at Shadow. Of course, Shadow managed to dodge the attack and was very happy because there was additional entertainment, like the character Iris today. Then Beatrix and Iris started working together to defeat Shadow. Shadow changed his weapons to dual crowbars like in his previous world. He is proud of this tool because it can be used as an all-purpose weapon. Their fight continues, and Iris is confused about who Shadow really is. Shadow says that he is nobody. His name was only Shadow, and if anyone else had taken this name, they would have to be a fake. Then Beatrix introduced herself to Shadow. She felt that she had met Shadow before, but Shadow says that they never met. After all, Shadow would definitely remember someone else if that person was very strong. Iris and Beatrix were not worthy of being remembered for their mediocre strength. Then Sid would show them the power of a wizard, and the fierce battle resumed. Shadow says that fake or borrowed power will not be able to beat him, but he admitted that Beatrix's sword's technique was very close to Shadow Garden. Then Iris ordered Beatrix to kill Shadow. Iris will use any means so that Beatrix can have an opening to kill him. Upon hearing this, Sid challenged them, "Kill me if you can." Shadow manages to defeat Iris and Beatrix. But Iris still wants to fight Shadow because he has caused so much chaos, and Iris will never forgive him. The knights are heading there to capture Shadow, and Shadow will not be able to escape from here. The kingdom of Midgar will become Shadow's enemy, because he is the villain behind the chaos of the Diabolos cult. After hearing that, Shadow responded to Iris words like this.
逃げる。誰がどこへ
Shadow showed his true power in front of Iris and Beatrix. Shadow got angry and asked Iris, "What did I run away for? I can hollow out the sky, I can destroy the mainland, I can do anything. Then what's the point of me running away?" Then Iris and Beatrix fell silent. They didn't expect Shadow to have this overwhelming and beautiful power. Beatrix and Iris could never defeat Shadow. Then Iris asked Shadow, "If you have this much power, why don't you kill us?" Shadow replies that he has no interest in their lives. He will never kill them. "The only one we have to kill is our enemy," said Shadow. He warned Iris to quickly realize who the real enemy was. Then Shadow began to release his magic power.
今回は本当に見るだけだけど。
Shadow does nothing and cancels his magic. Iris was crying and upset because she didn't know what to do. Who is the real enemy, and what is their goal? A few weeks later, Beatrix wanders again to find her sister's whereabouts. Iris also accompanied Beatrix's departure at the station. Beatrix said that Iris didn't need to be burdened by all this, but Iris said she would still do it according to her pride as the princess of the Midgar kingdom. When Beatrix's train left for another city, Beatrix was happy because she had such a cool battle with Shadow at that time. Beatrix wanted to train harder to fight Shadow again if there was another chance. At the Shadow Garden base, Nu and Beta are in awe of Shadow. They learn the news that Shadow is still a fugitive in the kingdom of Midgar, but they allege that Shadow was a member of the Diabolos cult and named him the Demon Shadow. The news also said that Princess Iris and Beatrix managed to make Shadow escape and secure the city. Not only Beta and Nu, but all Shadow Garden members admire Shadow. He baited the Midgar kingdom to keep them from interfering in the affairs of the Oriana kingdom. The Midgar kingdom is now busy looking for Shadow's whereabouts. Nu also said that Etta was developing a communication technology to contact the center of the Shadow Garden headquarters. Of course, this technology is sourced from Shadow. The other Shadow Garden members will also carry out the next mission. They would order some of the members to investigate Lawless City, a strange and very chaotic place. Meanwhile, Gamma is still focused on developing Mitsugoshi's business. On the other hand, Sid and Jaga are going to the Midgar Academy, which has been renovated thanks to Mitsugoshi's funding. Then Sid is curious, where is Hiyoro? He was nowhere to be seen in the apartment. Jaga says that Hiyoro is working somewhere to earn a lot of money. This is the fate of Hiyoro now, and there is Zeta, traveling as usual on a mission. Back to Jaga and Sid. Jaga had the chance to see the power of the Demon Shadow, which was very beautiful in the city at that time. Even Jaga wanted to feel the magic aura directly inside the circle. After hearing the word the Demon Shadow, Sid realized that his actions were too exaggerated and stood out in the eyes of others. Well, again, Sid had no idea what was going on. Even he didn't intend to provoke the Midgar kingdom like Nu and Beta had said. On the other hand, Dome reported to his superior, one of the people who occupied the 9th seat of the night rounds in the Diabolos cult. Dome had failed to carry out his plan. But Rose will not be able to escape this problem. She would definitely return to the Oriana kingdom to fix the chaotic situation here. So Dome's superior need not worry and must entrust Dome's next plans. Then Dome's superior said that Dome must not let him down. I apologize for not mentioning the name of Dome's superior, as this has something to do with later in Season 2, and I don't want to spoil things too much. If you read the novel or manga The Eminence in Shadow, I'm sure you know this person's name. Several days later, Alpha took Rose to the Abyss Woods, located far east of the country of Midgar. Alpha explained that this forest belonged to one of the legendary monsters, the Mist Dragon. who had been defeated by Shadow. But the Mist Dragon was not killed and made a promise to Shadow and 7 shadows. The Mist Dragon gives the ancient capital that was once the center of the Midgar country named Alexandria. In the past, this city was destroyed by the Mist Dragon, but now the Mist Dragon will protect the city in the Abyss Woods. The mists that spread across the Abyss Woods are the Mist Dragon's breath as the first defense. If many foreigners came there suspiciously, they would be killed instantly by the Mist Dragon. Rose also asked, "Is Shadow the leader of the Shadow Garden organization?" "Who's he?" Alpha replied that she would tell Rose someday when Rose trusted Shadow Garden. But Alpha was sure Rose would know Shadow's identity with her own eyes. Then they arrived at the city of Alexandria, the main headquarters of Shadow Garden, which had been operating behind the scenes for a long time. Rose knew the name of this ancient city because she had read about it. She also saw many plants there, which was the first time Rose had seen them. Alpha said it was the main ingredient for making chocolate, and Rose would also be working on this business with Shadow Garden. Of course, Rose was surprised because Mitsugoshi was a company developed by Shadow Garden. Only the Mitsugoshi company can make chocolate, and no other company can compete. When Rose and Alpha entered the castle, Alpha approached a 20-year-old elf girl named Lambda. Alpha told her to train Rose during the Shadow Garden training camp. Then Alpha said goodbye to Rose because she wanted to carry out the next mission. Lambda immediately called the numbers 664 and 665. From now on, Rose would team up with them. Lambda explains to Rose that she is already a Shadow Garden member named 666. Rose must discard her name, title, or whatever and leave the name 666 as a new Shadow Garden member. Rose's past must also be thrown away so she can become a great organization member. Then Lambda immediately stripped Rose naked, cut her hair, and gave her a slime bodysuit. 665 and 664 will teach Rose how to use and control the uniform. Then Rose saw the McDonald's burger wrap that Sid gave her. She really can't let go of her past when she was with Sid. Rose loves him very much and wants to marry Sid. However, when Rose was thinking about that, Lambda immediately tore open the McDonald's wrapper. Rose burst into tears because she was unwilling to throw away the memories of the person she loved. On the other hand, Shadow is still playing the piano in the Royal City's underground aqueduct. Shadow's goals and all desires in the previous world were finally accomplished in this world. He felt happy because no one could beat him. Then Shadow's disease, Chunibyo, kicks in, and Shadow says his usual cool stuff again. Shadow Garden only does and fights when necessary. Eradicate the evil behind the scenes without being noticed by anyone. After Shadow finished playing the piano, he thought that the storyline he had made was enough to end there. He will create new storylines in his delusions so he can have fun as a Chunibyo. On the other hand, news about the demon Shadow in the Midgar Kingdom has also been seen by someone. The news also said Rose had killed her father and the Oriana Kingdom was in chaos. Rose's whereabouts disappeared and are still being searched by the Oriana Knights. It turned out that the one who saw the news was Sherry.